What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have a really exciting unboxing for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it, everyone. So this is a knife that I ordered immediately upon its release. These did just get dropped by the Griffin company. So I am ecstatic to get into this thing, guys, all the way from Canada. I am just beyond words, guys. So let's get into this and see what we have. We have a nice zippered pouch with a big Griffin Co. patch established in 2015. And if you are not familiar, Griffin Co. started with combat beads. So here we go. We have a nice little display of hardware. We have COA cards and spec cards, microfiber cloth. And then on the other side here, we have our knife. And what we are looking at, guys, is the newest drop of the Griffin Co. Scout F3.5, guys, and this is a knife that I've wanted for such a long time. But you know how it goes. Sometimes you just can't always get everything that you want to, whether it's availability or, you know, financially, whatever it might be. Sometimes things just do not line up. Well, in the case of this, when these dropped, I was ready, and I was able to pick one of these up, and man, look at that beautiful blade. So this is going to be coming in CPM MagnaCut. Bestech is going to be the OEM behind this, and then of course we have Keith Griffin as the designer of the knife, who is the guy responsible for Griffin Co. Combat beads. He also makes pens and pry bars and all kinds of different stuff. I'll link his website down below, and you can head over there and see everything that he has to offer. But he does Scout F2s, 3s, 3.5s. So he's got a bunch of different stuff going on the website right now. And I believe he has non-inlaid versions like this available, and he's got inlay versions as well. And if they stick around long enough, I might get an all DLC'd version with an inlay of the F3.5 here, because I thought I would really enjoy this knife. The size, going to be coming in at 8.5 inches overall, which is right in my wheelhouse, which means this is going to have a 3.5-inch blade of MagnaCut, and then we're going to have a 5-inch handle. So just going to be right in my sweet spot. You'll be able to have a lot of ability to move around on this handle and have a bunch of different grips. You don't have anything stopping you from climbing right up on that edge and getting a nice index style cut, or getting right up behind the edge for a more controlled, precise type cut. We do have a belt satin finish on that drop point blade. We have multiple ways of deployment. We have a cutout on both sides, and that has a different finish than the rest of the blade. We have a belt satin that runs into a hand satin on the flats, and then that has some sort of gray coating on the inside. I don't know if that's some sort of DLC or what that is on the inside of that cutout. And then we also have, which is I believe the main deployment method, or supposed to be, is that front flipper. At least based on the website, that is, you know, the way I think he intended for this to be. The main, you know, deployment method was that front flipper. But man, the detent is tuned very, very nicely on this thing. The detent is tuned to almost perfection for that reverse flick. Can we thumb flick it out? Oh yeah, we can. You're going to have to keep in mind to stay off that lock bar though, of course. And then this has a nice controlled drop on it as well. Look at that. Down to the thumb. And then just a nice controlled drop after the fact. That reverse flick, though, off that cutout is absolute money. Good access to the lock bar, chamfered out on the show side, and then a nice chamfer on that lock bar as well. About 40% to 45% on the lockup. Centering was perfect out of the box and still maintains that. We have matching titanium backspacer and pocket clip. Looks to be all T8 hardware, which there isn't much of it. And I believe that is titanium hardware as well. Yeah, all titanium hardware, handle, backspacer, pocket clip. Love that pocket clip. Speaking of the pocket clip, let's see what we got for in the pocket here. So, going to be a standard milled clip, maybe even a little better. You'll have a tiny bit poking out, but that's going to be well under that 1/2 inch mark that I look for, well under it. If you're new here, that is something I look for with knives. You know, if it's under a 1/2 inch poking out, that is completely fine. And in the case of this, we will be way under that. The retention on that pocket clip is good to go. The fit and finish of this thing is just immaculate. And Bestech does a phenomenal job on their OEM projects. We have some big pockets in there for weight relief. And for the size of this knife, it doesn't feel overly heavy. I mean, you definitely feel like you have something substantial in the hand, but it's not overly heavy. You'll be able to wield this pretty easily. I love this drop point blade with the nice swedge at the top there going into this flat. Just a beautiful looking blade. And, you know, there's no reinventation of the wheel here. We have a normal looking drop point with a normal handle, but just tied together. This thing, I don't know what it is about it. It's just beautiful. I love, and when it's closed as well. Just a mean looking knife in my opinion. You'll have to let me know if this is a knife you have ever looked at, or if it's a knife that you've contemplated buying, or one that you know, really would get if you could. Let me know. Definitely love hearing from you guys on that side of things. And it seems to be that these are going to be in stock for a little while at least. There was a pre-order and then a drop, and there's still a bunch of different versions of this in stock, so maybe they will hang around for a little while. So let's see what kind of edge is on this guy here. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, baby. This thing is lining up to be... This thing is lining up to meet all expectations and surpass everything that I was thinking. You know, sometimes you can, you know, make these knives out, you order something, pre-order something, whatever it is, and you blow things up in your mind, you know, hoping that it's going to live up to this insane expectation. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you get let down, and sometimes it far and away exceeds what you was thinking. And in the case of this thing, I haven't actually watched... I don't know that I've ever seen another video on this knife that I have personally watched myself. Maybe one video, but I don't even know about that. It's just a knife that I've seen in pictures and, you know, across my journey through different websites or whatnot. And I've always thought this was a beautiful looking knife, but at times they are very hard to get. And like I said, everything kind of aligned perfectly, and I was able to snag one, and the lockup seems good to go. There's no movement in there up or down. And there's no movement in there side to side. The lockup is nice and strong. That is easily 50% there, which is just fine with me. That's all the more strength that this thing is going to have. There's the MagnaCut symbol there. Just a very clean looking knife, guys. And like I said, if they stay in stock long enough and I can, acquire the funds, I will get an all DLC'd inlaid version of this, no question about it, because I thought I would like it. I love the combination of a cutout or hole and front flipper. There's just something about that combination that I really enjoy, and this is just nailed perfectly on both accounts. Couple other things: ceramic ball bearings, steel detent ball. I believe the handle is right around a 1/2 inch. I think 0.54 for the handle thickness. So this thing is, if you have XL size hands or even a little bigger and you like a little bit bigger knife, this is going to be, and you like something a little bit more premium feeling, this is going to be in a lot of people's wheelhouses at that given price point. These are going to range anywhere from, I think, $330 or $40 up to like $400 or so. It just depends on the variation and the model that you get. I know some of those inlaid versions were getting up there around like $380 or maybe even a little bit more. So quite a price range. And if you drop down to the 3-inch version or the 2.5-inch version, the price drops incrementally very well. So you're going to go less and less as you move through the different models. I think the 3 was quite a bit cheaper than the 3.5-inch version here is. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of this guy, of Griffin Co. period. I love hearing your guys' input, especially on these newer knives. Anything that you've ever looked at before or ever bought one before, I really would like to know and hear from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated, everyone. And if you're new to the channel, well, we release videos just like this one every single day, sometimes twice a day. And why don't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button and come join us. Ring the little bell. That way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.